foremostly, I'd just like to say I'm thankful to be here, and I almost never made it. Smiley's mother is not well. I'm not going to go into the details of it. I had to tear myself away because obviously it's important that I was here to speak and let you guys know what's going on. But it's quite clear that many of the times when people are killed in police custody or horrible things happen to them, it's not just them that are affected, and it's times like these that make it even more poignant, times like today, when I looked at my grandmother and looked into her eyes and saw that really she didn't want to be here much more. She was never like that. She always loved life. So it's not just Smiley. A lot of people are actually being brought into the tragic event that happened on that day. I had a speech, but obviously because of the personal problems with today, I'm not going to speak as long as I intended to. What I came here for is to show solidarity for the Right to Protest movement, and also for Alfie Meadows and my colleague and friend here, Jodie McIntyre. But I will give you a brief update on what's happening with the Smiley Culture Campaign for Justice. And I will let you know that we are now in our second stage of the campaign. We are doing an e-petition for reform, judicial reform, as to how the police deal with matters legally, judicially, when people die whilst in their custody. And the e-petition is specifically to change and implement change for the better for us, the common citizen. A few points on the e-petition are, firstly, any member that represents the IPCC should not have any prior employment with, for instance, the police force or any other organisation where there's a clear conflict of interest. Second point is any officer on duty while someone dies, whilst in their custody, should be immediately suspended until investigative proceedings have been concluded. Another one of the points was that in future, when police officers make arrests, they should do it with the assistance of a visual recording device, so that if anything goes wrong with individuals whilst in their custody, we can have an accurate representation of what actually happened. Another point was any officer, while someone dies in their custody and there are no witnesses present, is obliged to take a lie detector test. And I think the fifth point was that the whole judicial framework of individuals and families when they actually die in custody, instead of being victimized, that the whole framework and judicial system is actually sped up in order to make it a little bit easier for the families to deal with the loss that they've incurred. So those are the 5 points of the e-petition. I can let you know that you can keep in contact with the campaign on our Facebook campaign, which is our main place of communication and update, which is a campaign for justice for Smiley culture. I am also a member of the equality movement, which is myself, Jodie, Logic, and a few other members. And we basically champion justice and equality in any area that we find it. My life has changed since my uncle's death. I come from music. That's what I'd done, that's what I did. And it wasn't until Smiley died, I'd be honest, I'm similar. That's why I try not to be too hard on those who don't engage themselves as vigorously as I do in injustices, because I was quite passive to it until it actually affected my family. And it's only since then, really, interacting with families who have lost people, lost loved ones, and people who have actually been through the experiences, that I've really realized how frequent it is. And I've also observed the contempt with which the families are treated by our supposed police force and government, which are supposedly there to protect us. So as a consequence, I've dedicated my time and life to trying to implement a change for the better in any way that I can. And I'm here, and you'll continue to see us around the place trying to give support and to draw support for our noble cause. So once again, thank you for your time. I'm really here to just support today, to come and show solidarity. Jodie, of course, will elaborate on some of our objectives and some of our plans in the near future. And please try to give and show support for the campaign wherever you can. It's not just about Smiley. I know Smiley was my uncle. He was known because obviously he was quite famous in the music business, but it's also for all those who have died in police custody under similar circumstances. It's not a cliche or some clever remark we use. I am really, really concerned about how many people have died in police custody and have yet to be afforded the justice which they deserve. Thank you.